Hey everybody, it's another fine day here in the QC, Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm glad to see it. I hope everyone is well today and are out and about, as I always like to say, enjoying this day. And I really mean that, enjoying the day. Getting some fresh air, some sunshine, and exercise if possible. But just by getting up and getting out, you're getting some type of exercise. And that's always a good thing. I did have a thought I want to share today, and it is through a word. And that word is afflict. Afflict. And the meaning of afflict is to distress with mental or bodily pain, trouble greatly or grievously, cause suffering to, effect of a problem or illness. And the text the Most High gave me was Psalms 119, 50, 67, and 71. And verse 50 says, "This is my comfort in my affliction, for your word has quickened me." And 67 says, "Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now have I guarded your word." And Psalms 119 and 71, "It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn your statutes." And this word afflict meant so much to me because of my testimony. And just like David, the Most High afflicted me. And he allowed me to have a stroke, open heart surgery, which whenever I say that, I like to show that zipper. Open heart surgery, brain surgery, which there's no scar because they went in through my thigh. They went in on the left side and came up through my heart, crossed over, went into the right side of my brain with some new technology where they took a probe. Yeah, they took a probe. So I guess I was one of their guinea pigs for this operation, but I thank the Most High for it because it was less intrusive, so they say. But anyway, they sent a probe with a camera on the end of it and a little tool to where they blast the blood clot and then sucked it out all together. That was the operation. It took a while, a few hours. Quite a few hours. Then I had an operation on my left leg. Well, I had 3 operations on my left leg. I had one operation and the doctor that did it the first time refused to operate on it again. So I had to have another doctor to come in and finish up the operations to get the rest of the blood clot out. And then, because there was blood clots in my leg that was so severe, I guess you would say, they had to operate on my left foot because it had there was so much blockage to my foot from the blood clots in my leg. They had to amputate 3 toes. So I know about being afflicted and the Most High allowing it or doing it himself. As I was heading out to the park, the Most High put on my mind about this vehicle and how it's a point A to point B vehicle, and how we sometimes think our trials and tests are to harm us, but he was letting me know that our trials and tests are means to one point to the next point, from point A to point B to C to D, because our faith is being strengthened. We're getting stronger and stronger in our walk with the Most High. We're getting to know Him better, whose we are and who we are, and who we are not. We're getting to learn how to let go of sin and come to understand that sin is not only hurting ourselves, but it's hurting the next generation and all of those that the Most High has called us to. Yeah, that was a strong thought on my mind earlier about a point A to point B, and how them tests and trials only come to make us stronger. And I've heard over this past weekend at least 3 teachers speak on the same thing. Each one of them said that whatever they've been through up until this point in life has gotten them to where they are now. Even the hard trials, the test, the betrayal, the hurt, the pain, all of the negativity is what made you to be where you are now. It's gotten you to this point. And so I'm echoing that thought today, that everything that I have been through has gotten me to this very point in my life. And it's a good thing, because I can testify to the fact that the Most High is real, and that He's at work in my life, and He wants to be at work in your life if you'll let Him. And one text says that the Most High has the power to not only kill us, but to put us in hell. And I think a lot of people don't think the Most High actually does hard things to His children or discipline His children. But as the text also says, those whom He loves, He disciplines. So the point being, if He's not disciplining you, He don't love you. But yeah, I was thinking about my afflictions and how the Most High had allowed it. And the point that I want to make is He told me that it was going to happen. It's just like our mother used to tell us, I'm going to whoop y'all after a while. And that used to be the worst feeling in the world. And we would hope our mama would go to sleep. Pardon me. We would hope our mama would go to sleep and forget about it. But either way, if she didn't get us before she fell asleep, she would be waking us up to a good whooping. And that was even worse, but it was such a hard thing to be sitting around wondering when mama was going to come and put that switch on. Because she didn't forget too often. Every now and again, I believe she said, okay, I'm going to give them a pass today because they done humbled down so much. Oh boy. And I believe that's how the Most High is with us too. He see us struggling and see us coming to Him with our heart in our hands, and we sincere about making change, but we're making the same stupid mistakes. But in our sincerity and humbleness, humbling ourselves under His hand to do what He needs to do to us, I believe every now and again He gives us a pass. But the whole point I'm making is, the Most High will allow affliction in our lives. And I was saying that He told me that He was going to do something to me. And now in those words, He said something was going to happen that was going to shake my and my wife's faith. And He gave me like 2 months to warn my wife, to the point where she was echoing my warning, saying, I know something's about to happen. Just keep our eyes on the Most High. But back then on the Lord, the good Lord. But as it turned out, not too long after that, I had a major stroke, which the stroke caused me to have heart valve trouble. Well, it caused the heart valve to be defective. So the doctors say. But I also had a blood clot in my brain that had to remove. And I had 3 major operations on my left leg, which were successful to the point that they got the blood clots out. But it wasn't enough to save my 3 toes. So I had to have 3 toes amputated. But I know anybody that may have heard my videos before, you may be saying, why he always telling his testimony? This gets old. But if you have ever been through what I've been through, you would tell it every chance you had, because it was such a traumatic experience for me and my wife. But the Most High was so gracious by warning us and warning me that is what got me through every operation, to the point where the doctors would come in looking at my chart and being like, whoa, are you Mr. Holloway? You sure? You don't look like what your chart says you've been through. And they would say, well, you are a miracle man. Then they started saying, you're a walking miracle. Because I had to learn how to walk again after I got my 3 toes amputated and the surgeries on my left leg, my left foot, and my left leg, like I said. And I had to also learn how to talk again because I had a stroke. Just like you see now, you see that little crooked mouth at times. I had to learn how to talk and walk, and it was all the Most High. And I believe that if he hadn't warned us before, we probably wouldn't have made it. We probably wouldn't have made it. Pardon me. And like he said, it was going to shake our faith. But don't take our eyes off him. And see, with that fair warning, with that warning, because he didn't have to do it. It installed faith in me when the situation happened. Because I said, okay, this is what he's talking about. So whatever comes, he's going to be here. He's going to handle it. He told me just keep my eyes on him. So he already knew it was coming. And see, this is what I'm passing on today. Your little light affliction, as the word says, as the text says. And that was my light affliction. And while I was going through it, it didn't seem like it, especially when I was hurting. When I had this cut all the way to my insides, and it was burning and aching all at the same time, and it was so painful. And I was on morphine, and I was hitting that button. I was hitting that button like it was like I was drinking Kool-Aid. I was getting that stuff in my system so quick because it was hurting so bad. But I'll do it all over again, like I try to tell everybody. I'll do it all over again because it was a light thing. But yeah. That's how the Most High was. I want you to go through this little light something. It's going to teach you a whole lot about me. It's going to teach you about yourself and what I can do in your life with a testimony. And that's another thing he told me. He was like, you really don't have a testimony right now. You need something. You need something to tell. You need something big, extraordinary, a miracle. You need a show enough miracle so people would stand up and listen when you say, the Most High saved my life from a major stroke. And I hear it all the time. That's a miracle. You blessed. You a blessing. You don't look like you've been through that. So the word of the day is affliction or afflict. So when you're going through something, just know, and like I said, everything that I've been through in my whole life has gotten me to this point, to where I can share this testimony. All the ups and downs, the joys, the sadness, it's got me right here to this point. To where I can say, trust in the Most High no matter what you go through. It don't matter, trust in Him, for He's got you. No matter what it looks like. It may come and shake your faith a bit, but do know He got you. He's never going to leave you or forsake you. Because the text also says, do everything you do as unto the Most High. And I was thinking about that because one of the same teachers that I was listening to saying that everything that they had been through got them to that point. It was also saying to do everything, have an audience of one basically. That the Most High is your only source and your only praise, or the individual that you give all your praise to. And I say to myself, He is my audience of one, and I honor Him and praise Him daily. And I needed that reminder, because a lot of times we forget that He's the only one that matters. Yes, we share these videos and we will hope people like them and could basically get something out of them, but the whole point is, as long as we're doing it for the Most High's approval, then that's all that matters. But yeah, make sure today that you have the Most High as your audience in them. And don't concern yourself about anybody else. Which what I'm saying is, make sure you're living your life to for the Most High. And everything you do, you're doing as to Him.